right. Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Milbrath. I am going to show you an example of a PICO search. I've had a lot of questions, so I figured I could just record a video and sort of walk you through the process, and hopefully you can apply this to your own question. So I found an example PICO question. So I have an adult patient with total hip replacements. How effective is pain medication compared to stretching and controlling postoperative pain? So the first thing you need to do is you need to think about what your main components are. So you have your PICO, right? So P is population. So what's my population? It's adult patients with hip replacements. We have intervention, we have pain medication, we have stretching, and then the outcome is post-op pain, right? So the first step is to think about what are my keywords and then what are other ways I can say this. So adult, post-operative, hip replacement, total hip replacement, maybe orthopedic surgery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's my population and some synonyms. Pain medication. So we could look at narcotics, we could look at ibuprofen, could look at acetaminophen, there it is. NSAID, non-steroidal, ... Okay, so think of all the different ways you can say pain medicine, stretching, I would say range of motion, I don't know, stretching, I'm blanking on this one, but post-op pain, pain, discomfort, post-operative. Okay, so I've got some synonyms for what I'm searching for. So now I'm going to go to the library page, click on the databases. We'll start with CINAHL. Here we go, CINAHL. Okay, so first thing I'm going to look for is my population. So I'm going to look for, let's see, post-operative. Here we go. So notice I picked this one because it's got a lot of the synonyms already for me because CINAHL is smart and it already knows. So it has post-operative or post-operative with a hyphen or post-operative one word or post-surgery. So that looks good to me. And we want adults, right? So we can look for and adults, right? Adult or adult. We'll say aged or elderly because we want to include older populations since most of them are the ones that get post-operative or get hip replacements. And then we also, we want hip replacement, right? Hip replacement or hip or TK. Total. Okay. So these all are my population. So notice I took the three major components of my population, right? So it's post-operative adults with hip replacements. You could even take the post-operative out and just look for adults with hip replacement. And I combined them. You hit search. So there are 2,391 results here. So I'm just gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Now I'm gonna go back, clear here. So hit clear. Now I'm going to search the pain medication. So narcotics or pain medication or opioids or acetaminophen or ibuprofen or drug therapy. Sure. And we'll do back with hip replacement again. search. And I get 550. So I'm going to keep those. And now I'm going to look for stretching. Stretching or passive, here we go. Or passive stretching. And then I'm also going to include or range of motion. Search. There we go. So now we have all these OR searches. You're going to go to your search history where it should track all of it. So we have post-operative with hip replacements here, narcotics, pain medication here, stretching and passive exercises, all of these together. Then I'm going to click search with and. So remember, OR is going to cast a really large net, get everything that has to do with it, and is going to eliminate possibilities. So your matches have to match all three of those to be part of your search. So search with and, let's see what we get. So I only have 10 results. Here are my results. Efficacy and safety of 2 low-dose perioperative dexamethasone on pain and recovering, followed total hip replacement, low-dose dexamethasone and hip replacement, reduced perioperative pain, all of these things. So what you would do now is with these results, you would look at you'd look at the abstracts, look at the titles, decide what fits and what doesn't. So maybe, let's say like 4 of these don't fit. So you would take these out and say why. So like, so maybe, let's see, let's say this one doesn't match. Total hip replacement for active tuberculosis of the hip, right? That doesn't seem like it really fits our PICO question, so we would exclude it because it's talking about tuberculosis or whatever it is. So you take those out. Then you go to save these searches, go to another database. So let's say UIC library again. Back to the databases, you could do Google Scholar, you could do PubMed, you could do Ovid, whatever. They're all here. So let's go to PubMed. I recommend going to the library. So even if you're at home, it'll go and make sure that you have like the UIC access. Also, PsycInfo is really good if you have a psychiatric question. So PubMed, and you can basically do the same thing. If you put advanced search, you can do this, and you can just add to history. It'll show you what your recent history is, and you can do the same thing that you just did in CINAHL. It will search bigger questions or a bigger database than just nursing. CINAHL's pretty nursing specific. PubMed, you're probably going to get more results that way. And then you're going to do it to a third one. After you get all of your results, you can either manually compare them or you can import them into RefWorks. I personally don't have a ton of experience with RefWorks. So if you have questions, there's this really nifty, again, UIC library. There's a nice little button somewhere that says chat with a librarian. Let's see, I saw it before. Health sciences. This morning it had a thing that was chat with a librarian. I think maybe they don't have it during after hours, but you can email the librarian to help you with RefWorks. The other neat trick that I showed some people that didn't know about this is if you go to Google Scholar and you copy and paste one of your titles here. So copy, paste, search. You click on these little quotation marks here, and here you are with all of your citations formatted. You can copy and paste it, or you can add it to any of these citation software. So this is an easy way to really quickly just get your citation if you don't want to deal with all of the like downloading software and all that stuff. So if you want to manually do it, you can do it this way. This is usually how I do it because I'm too lazy to use the reference software. So anyway, that is that. Then when you're doing your flow chart or when you're talking about your results for your lit review, like I want to know, you know, looking at this, like I want to know exactly what it is that you searched. So all of your or terms and all of your and terms. So when you're writing your paper, you can, you know, tell me exactly so that we know that you expanded the search and then brought it down. That's really what we're looking for. And I know a lot of people had questions about the formatting for the paper. So after I get off of this, I'm going to make you sort of like an outline so you know what needs to go where, and you guys can just plug in your information. So hopefully that will help. If you have any further questions about this, please let me know. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, I think that's it. So good luck, and I will see you later.